is your First Alert 5 weather with Alan Rose.
And we're seeing blue skies over Pikes Peak, but a mix of sun and clouds here across the Pikes Peak region in general. We have a very weak disturbance pushing in some energy into the mountains here in Colorado. We'll get to that in just a second. First, though, really nice at this 4 o'clock hour, 41 degrees outside after warming into the upper 40s this afternoon. Now, Pueblo, quite a bit warmer than the Springs, which is quite similar to what we saw yesterday around this time as well. Right now at 56, and I think the unofficial high today was up near 61 degrees, even warmer than the 59 we saw yesterday, and that is because we're getting some of these westerly winds mixing in the air and warming things up out there across the lower Arkansas River Valley. Also fairly warm just up Highway 50 a bit. We have 54 degrees in Canyon City with humidity at 19% on this Sunday afternoon. It looks like a mix of sun and clouds as well in Trinidad. Here the wind is coming out of the south very lightly and the temperature outside is hovering right near that 50-degree mark. Finally, take you to the top of America's mountain where it's 13 degrees with 80% humidity there at Pikes Peak. Now, you can see over the past couple of hours what looked like some decent snow for the western slope and areas around the Continental Divide has seemed to have disappeared, almost like a poof, it's gone, right? And that is because the moisture is just not expected to move too far east of the mountain ranges. Some clouds have moved into the plains, but that's going to be about it as the main cold front pretty far to the north, up across the northern Rockies, and that's where the bulk of that snowfall is expected. Now for us, we still get some of that atmospheric energy in the form of wind, and most of it will be across the mountain areas, also across the upper and lower Arkansas River valleys, but generally speaking around the Springs, not expecting much wind. It'll be breezy this evening for Monument, pretty gusty towards Woodland Park, Canyon City, and Pueblo. Then I think once we get past midnight, the bulk of that wind does die down. So make our way into your Monday. Temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s in the morning hours. Afternoon highs pretty much on par with what we saw today, but maybe a little less mild for Pueblo, given that that wind will not be as strong. So here is the first storm that moves through tonight. That's going to skirt northern Colorado with maybe a few inches of snow across the northern and central mountain ranges. Then that high pressure builds in and brings us really some nice weather Monday into early parts of Tuesday. It's followed by our second storm that comes in Tuesday afternoon. Again, more mountain snow, but overall the system appears to be lacking any significant moisture, so just a few inches for the higher elevations and possibly a few flurries to a light dusting from the Pikes Peak region into the eastern plains. So nothing too terribly exciting really to talk about over the next couple of days. Your lows tonight fairly typical, down to the teens and 20s, and your highs tomorrow just really nice once again here across the News 5 viewing area. It gets even warmer Tuesday ahead of that storm, all the way up to 55 degrees, then cold Tuesday night and cooler Wednesday, Thursday, possibly watching some activity moving in heading into next weekend, but just too far out to pinpoint if it's going to be a snow event or more of a wind and colder weather event. 55 in Pueblo on Monday. We're back to 60 Tuesday, then down to the 40s on Wednesday and Thursday. Canyon City, here we'll see 50s and 40s over the next 5 days, and then down to the 30s next week with the potential for some snow and gusty winds. And for Woodland Park, here we'll see breezy conditions out ahead of the storm, possibly some snow flurries, but really not expecting much accumulation as the system moves in on Tuesday night. Andy?